Right, we are back for episode 2 of season 2 of the End podcast. We're still here. We're doing it. We're still on the weekly schedule. It's unexpected as for me as it is for anybody else. But yes, we are back once again. Again, we are on all the expected platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Google Podcasts. And we also have Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. If you want to find us there, it's usually @TheEnd_pod. I am your pop culture poppin' J, Marvel Spank, aka Matt, and with me today, as always, is the delightful Tim. How are you doing, Tim?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm a lot more excited than I was when I wasn't speaking to you. That's just the effect you have. You're just this warm glow of a person.
I hear that a lot. I get that a lot. So
Yeah,
you're not the only one.
So finally, Malcolm Spellman. We knew he was writing the Captain America film, but now Anthony Mackie's come out and said, "I'm doing the Captain America film." I couldn't care less, to be honest with you. How do you feel?
I'm into it. Excited for it. A few things in particular that I'm interested in. One is that they're not doing like a reboot of it's going to be Captain America number 4. So it's a continuation of the series, which I think is interesting that they've done it that way. Kind of highlighting that, Sam is really the heir to the Shield, which is cool, instead of making him be in some ways like a separate character. And the other thing I'm just really interested in about it, I mean, I'm interested in the storyline because I like the series quite well. But I'm interested to see, this is the first instance, other than arguably Hulk, where they're kind of recasting a character. Right? Yes. And this is going to be an important canary in the coal mine because they're going to have to start replacing characters going forward. I mean, obviously, if they do Iron Man, it's going to be a new actor. At a certain point, they're going to have to replace all these with either characters or new actors. And so it's sort of like a nice little bellwether to see how that's going to work out for MCU. Yeah, I think that could be cool. It's not how I was much more interested in Black Widow because I love Natasha. She's my favorite Avenger probably. So I was very, very interested in that as a standalone. I'm into it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I like the idea of it, but I just don't like the idea of Malcolm Spellman writing it. I thought that some of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was really clunky, and I felt that. Yep. I did like the way he wrote Sam. He just didn't make him very likable. And that speech at the end, oh my God, that curled my toes. When he's standing there going, "We've all just got to do better."
That's painful.
That was so bad.
Yeah,
my hesitation as well with Spellman is he's never written anything theatrical. But then you could probably argue that neither of the Russos.
I mean, my main objection with the show was that at a lot of times it felt like a very, very long movie just chopped up without the rising, falling action of episodes. So maybe, setting aside some of the clunkiness of the characterization and the dialogue, if we can maybe remedy that, the way they created the show more amenable, I think, to what a movie would look like, over 2.5 hours. Because it just did feel like they shot like an 8-hour movie and chopped it up.
I think in his defense, to be fair, I think it might just be that Anthony Mackie's just not a very good actor. Sebastian Stan and Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell. But Wyatt Russell was fantastic in it. Sebastian Stan was fantastic in it. So maybe, that makes it even worse than that he's going to be the lead.
Well, yeah. Is it going to be like a team movie? Is it going to be basically like Sam and Bucky? Or is Sam going to clearly be the lead? Those are kind of unanswered questions and really could break the movie,
Well, I think it's going to bring in, because he's the Falcon, isn't he? And then there's this Hispanic kid that turns into Falcon. He gets tired of just being a guy in a suit and he wants superpowers. So he goes to a guy or as these things do, it catastrophically goes wrong and he actually turns him into an anthropomorphic Falcon with the big eyes and the feathers and all that kind of shit. So it'd be interesting to see if they go down that route. But he left that guy the wings, didn't he?
So many possible threads. Because there's so much in Falcon and Winter Soldier. You've got the Julia Louis-Dreyfus character.
Yeah.
Madam Hydra or whatever. That could be an angle. I mean,
Val.
To me, I'm less interested exactly in what threads they pick up than to see like whether, you know, because in the past, like those Captain America movies, they've kind of towed the line. Like the first Avenger is clearly a Steve Rogers movie, whereas the Civil War movie is an Avengers movie, kind of dressed up as a Captain America movie. So there's been a history in the earlier films of having kind of towing the line between a Cap specific movie and a more team oriented movie. So I wonder what they're going to do here. And it's less interesting to me, like what particular threads they pick up plot wise than what decision they make as regards whether it's going to be a Sam movie or it's going to be a Captain America team oriented movie.
Do you think was it Nick Spencer that did the concurrent Steve Rogers Captain America and Sam Wilson Captain America?
Yeah.
I think with Spellman writing, there's a chance that they'll go down that route with it. I think you have to go for it. You can't do it and not apologise for it, because again, the Carl Lumley parts of Falcon and the Winter Soldier were fucking great, and they actually made my eyes wet on a couple of occasions. And like when he's like, "Get out my house!" Oh my god! It gave me like an inverted erection, like it shot inside me instead of getting bigger. I had an innie. But yeah, he was so good. If they can harness the power of that, it's getting actors that understand the issues in the broadest sense and not being myopic about the issues, and second of all, having a writer that can provide them with material that again isn't myopic. There were clear instances in Falcon and the Winter Soldier where it was right, but then that speech at the end was definitely not one of them. They need to work out what this is. Is it CW speeches, or are we getting into getting into the weeds with this? Yeah,
I don't really have anything to add to that, and I would say also that I'm kind of interested in the fact that MCU is now going to have two, arguably three, like black centric franchises. So you're going to have the new Captain America, you're going to have of course Black Panther, and then Blade ultimately.
Yes.
So that is interesting, and I think that does actually the Captain America, Sam as Cap does more. We talked last week about representation with respect to Shang-Chi, and I'm a little skeptical of how much that franchise gets done in that respect. But this is more interesting because you're casting like it's not just a new character. You have a black Captain America, so that I think does for representation. But yeah, those are my
out of interest, Tim, how do you think it'll affect the box office? Because it didn't do so well for the comics, did it?
It did not, and that's an interesting question. Some of the comics, I think, some were more artistically successful than others, but I don't know whether the better ones did better ultimately. I don't know. I'm concerned about the box office returns on this one.
My hesitation with films, and it's the same with albums, like music albums for successful artists, the box office represents how good the previous film was and not how good that film is. The Transformers effect, whereby whatever the one with the fucking swords and the old King Arthur shit, that still got $1 billion, I think, but it was shit. Bumblebee was a fantastic film, but people then were sick of Transformers.
Yeah, that was a great film, and that didn't do well.
That's about it for me, mate. Yeah, anything else do you want to put anything else in the mixing pan? Give it a little bit of a stir? Give it some zhuzhy.
I don't think so. That's all I got on that.
Good job, Tim. Yeah. Oh.